Thank you very much, Professor Ram Kumar ji. And I am highly thankful to Professor Upendra Tripathi for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to present some of my learning onto the Vedic chemistry. And the work which I am presenting here, it's not done in my laboratory. Rather, this is the collection of literature which I have briefly summarized, and I am presenting here in few slides. So, I am modern scientist, modern chemistry scientist, and the work which I am doing in my laboratory, that is basically the making the molecule. So you can consider me like giving the shape to different molecules and then finding their applications. Okay, that is my main fundamental work, which I have been doing here at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, and next, I think I can move from here. No? Next slide. Okay, so this is not Vedic chemistry, but this is natural chemistry or natural science. And on the very first day, Professor Mrityunjay Pandey told us that Vedic chemistry and natural science is the same thing. So I also consider this is the Vedic chemistry. So here we used to make the different molecules and finding their application, combining different molecules and finding different biological active molecule which can treat different diseases. Okay, so this is what we do in our laboratory. Like we make the molecule, we look how these molecules binds with the protein and what is their mechanism at the molecular level. But my today's discussion into the Vedic literature, the chemistry, where the chemistry exists into the Vedic literature. And we all know here that there are Vedic literature is large bodies of religious texts which is comprises of huge amount of knowledge, and this is originated in our country, in this country, India, and mostly these Vedas are composed of in Sanskrit. Okay, this is all fundamental things we all know, and there are 4 Vedas. Okay, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and Sam Veda, and Athar Veda. So now, where the chemistry in the Veda? Okay, so in ancient time, this chemistry was termed as a rasayana. Okay, and you find this word in many in our text, in like in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, even in the Hanuman Chalisa. This Rajkumar Misra used to say Ram Rasayan Tumre Pasa. So that means rasayana was everywhere, and this is nothing but it was chemistry. And this the modern chemistry term, it was originated from a Egyptian word chem, and this rasayana, which was a Sanskrit word, this is composed of basically 2 words, because in India when we do different language, we do sandhi vichhed. So if you do the sandhi vichhed of this rasayana, this is made from rasa, which is the fluid or juice, ras vigyan, and the ayana means pathway. So that means the study of juice or study of fluids means basically it was for chemicals is called the rasayana. So in Vedas, chemist, like if I say I am the chemist, they were referred as the rasadanya or rasatantra vid. Okay, means the person who are expert into the rasatantra, they are called rasatantra vida. And the chemical laboratories, you will find the name in our Vedas, they are called ras kriya nagaram. Okay, means where the laboratories were established, and ras kriya shala. Rasadanya. Rasadanya and Rasatantra Vedya. So it means whatever we are learning in the past 2 days, like the Professor Ulrich Berg told us that there are a scientific validation of this yagya or Agnihotra, and similarly there is one speaker, he was talking about that the problem is that our modern scientists like us, we don't know much Sanskrit, and the people who are from experience in the Vedic literature, they don't know much about the modern science. So there is a need of making the integrated system where the modern scientists like us must go and talk to the people who are expert into the Vedas and Vedic people, they must come and interact with us. So this is how we can discover the new knowledge which is existing in our Vedic literature. Okay, so if you, this is one, like mantra has been taken from this Vaisikya, that is called Prithvi Tojo Vakyam Kalsad Digad Manas Iti Dravani. It means, it says Prithvi, which is earth, Jal, like Panch Mahabhut, Jala, Agni, Vayu, Akasha, and these are the substances. Okay. So, because in modern science we say only few things are substances, but if you see in Vedic literature, these all are substances. And then Vishwanatha Panchama Bhattacharya defined Dravya in his text like Vayorna Vaikadasha Tejaso Guna Jalasis Pranabhutam Chaturdasam Dikkalayo Pancha Sadeva Chamre Mahasharo Manastasvacha. It means that Vayu, it possesses 9 qualities. Agni possesses the 11 qualities, and Jala, Prithvi, and Jivatma each possess the 14. And Dik and Kala each possess the 5. So that means this type of knowledge was already existing in our Vedic literature. So, although there is a vast knowledge exists in the Vedic literature about the chemistry, but here, because time is limited, we will talk about only 4. So, there is a foolproof concept that metallurgy, okay, it's existing in our Vedic literature. There is a medicine existing in our Vedic literature, and alchemy, and about food, drinks, and cosmetics. How come? You can see, it's first the metallurgy. So there is a one in Ayurveda. This is one mantra which has been taken here. Ayush setva varchase teojase cha balaya yatha harins tejasa vibhasani jananu. It means that Hiranya means the gold. So Atharvaveda, it states that gold, as an engineer of life, it is a booster of health, and it is extender of force and energy. Okay. So in earlier time, the purification of gold, there is actually this literature exists in our Vedas, how to purify the gold. Because we have our now in metallurgy in modern time, how to purify gold, and even the better methods was available in our Vedic literature. And this actually all this content has been taken from here, and that is melting up, first improve the golds, and then with mixing it with the lead, and this is how they remove the base impurities from the metal and from the silver, and this is how they were purifying the gold. And also it's mentioned in the Vedic literature that uses of thin gold seeds instead of granules to improve the solid state kinetics. Okay, so means how to improve the kinetics of gold, that was also existing in our Vedic literature. Then again the silver, there is a one sloka, this mantra is mentioned like Lohana Maranam Vache Samahitam Manah Sunu Nasti Talloha Matange Yagna Gandhaka Kesari. Okay, so this in the Rasheda Chintamani, he mentioned the role of silver in curing various diseases such as leprosy, hair fall, wrinkles, and powerlessness. So this knowledge was already there. And in our modern time, so many of us might be knowing that this silver or gold nanoparticles, they are acting as a actually antiseptic, means they kill the bacteria. Okay, so there is this silver nanoparticles also used in our socks. Look like those socks are expensive one. So because the bad smell does not come from our leg, because sometimes when we used to use socks and we don't wash, then after some time that they start smelling. So why they are smelling? Because some fungus or bacteria grown up over there, they produce that smell. So if silver nanoparticle already there in the fiber, so those cannot grow. Okay. Then in medicine, so we all know that in Ayurveda, there is a lot more knowledge exists about the Vedic sciences, and I have taken one sutra, Nava Pranana Bhimnasas Mimiti Dirgha Yuttava Sad Saradaya Harit Trini Rajate Trini Aisi Trini Tapasya Vasishtani. Okay, this is taken from the Ayurveda. 'And' 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 ' Ayurveda, the knowledge which is existing in our Ayurveda, it's very useful, and our modern medicine, what they are discovering, it's nothing new. It's almost on the similar line. Okay, and Ayu means life, and Veda means knowledge. So it means the knowledge of Ayu means how we can be healthy and how we can increase our lifespan, how we can live the better life. All these knowledge exist in our Ayurveda, and what we do the same through the modern science, modern medical science, and even Ayurveda sometimes become superior than our existing one. Then alchemy. So alchemy is actually mutating the base metal into gold. So those of you from the chemistry background, like me, you might be knowing if you change the atomic number, okay, atomic number of the atom, its property changes. Okay, so like when we bombard the uranium, okay, which is radioactive metal, it produces thorium and some other substances. So that means from one material, one substances, we can produce A, B, C, D material just by changing the atomic number and atomic weight. Similarly, it is known into the Vedic science, this Acharya Nagarjuna, what he was doing, he was converting zinc, which there was an old which is called calamine, that was the zinc ore, and by his technique, he was converting that zinc, changing the molecular, this atomic number, and that was getting converted into gold. Okay, so that kind of knowledge was there in our Vedic literature. So that means there is a need to rediscover those things, because in science, because we can say so many things, but if we cannot experimentally prove that, so nobody will believe. So there is a need of validating those knowledge which is existing in our Vedic literature. So like in Ratnakara, it's mentioned like Kimatra Chitram Raskos Rasen Kramade Kritvam Budhared Rajita Kronam Sulyam Nipten Kanchanam. Okay. So, and then in food, drinks, and cosmetics, all these sutra, all these mantras are exist in our Vedas. So like Swadhishtaya, Madhishtaya, Pavasya Somdharaya, Indraya Pavate Sutra, Dastranal, and Richasasam Pamami Sadat Nistam. So with this, because time I got from this, I should finish. So in conclusion, in one line I said, concept of chemical science was highly exposed during the Vedic period. So it is not, by like here, many people say that all chemistry, everything is very recently discovered. This is not true. That was already there in Vedic period, and which is evidenced through these mantras. Need is to validate that knowledge and present to the world. Thank you very much. And briefly, half 30 seconds. So this is my newly established laboratory at Jawaharlal Nehru University. So those of you want to experience some chemical reactions or validate the Vedic knowledge in our laboratory, you are most welcome. So this is recently established, and this is batch of chemicals has been arrived, and few visitors. Thank you very much.